Silver, now we are based on daily chart. Okay, even if you refer it back to my last video, in my last video I mentioned based on daily chart that what we are expecting, we want to look for the down move. The only question is how long we will be within this correction. Alright, even we had this trend line here. Alright, if we move to forward chart, okay, alright, based on forward chart, even my last video mentioned if we get any sell within this correction, what we have here, as long as the price drop, what we expect the price drop to do somewhere around this, that means this trend line, then if we get sell, the price come to this trend line, we need to see whether there is a continuation or reversal, because at that time we want to see whether this correction is finished, the price can break and continue and drop lower, or the price can reverse and we will be within the longer and bigger correction. Anyway, what we want to right now know whether we can get any sell within this or not. Based on lower time frame, if I show we had a sell today here, in this case I move to 1 hour chart. Okay, first of all, I refer to my last video, the price was somewhere around this. We were looking for the sell, as what we get today was, this is what we get right now. Okay, this is what we have today. May I show based on lower time frame. Okay, this is what we have the sell for today. This is where we could sell, and this is what we have it. Now we're looking for the second sell. As we can see, we have a correction here. Now if we want to see if we get the correction, as we see we're getting the correction, we are more interested, we are more interested in the down move again. Now we want to see how we can trade it. Okay, right now if I move to 1 hour chart, first of all, we had one sell from here. Now the thing is, we want to know this is the only correction and the price can break and can drop lower, or this correction can be, we can be within this correction for a longer time. That's why means we get more complex correction. That's why I draw this trend line. Okay, if this one, the price, first of all, based on lower time frame, we want to see how we can trade this correction. Okay, later we move to 1 hour 15-minute chart, but for this trade we have it, and if we get any trade here, as long as the price comes to this trend line, we need to see whether the price can break and continue lower, or we should expect for more complex correction. That means the price can reverse. Okay, but if that's mean when the price come to this level, we need to start to manage it. If I remove and I put back this one, and one thing I need to see, if the price break this one, if give a correction, at that time we need to see whether we can look for sell after that, after the breakout with the correction or not. But anyway, if the price break this trend line, if the price we see is not breaking, is correcting, we need to start to manage these two trade. But if the price break, whether give a correction, we could get the trade or not, as long as the price come to this level, we need to start to manage all the trades we have it. Okay, in this case we move to 15-minute chart. Alright, as we can see here, the first option we want to trade, we want to get the correction here before we sell. Okay, as we can see now the price is correcting here. We need to see how deep this correction can be. If we get the deep similar to what I'm drawing here, then we want to look for the sell within the correction. That means within this range, for example. Alright, but if the correction is small, similar to what we have here, we can have entry below. There's a few pips below this. If we have entry, what we're expecting the price sharply to drop. Okay, that means we had one sell today, and now we're looking for another sell. But before we look for sell, we have two options. The first option is we want to get a correction here before we sell, and if we get the correction, how deep and how the correction is that, is formed, and whether we can get any sell within the correction. That means if we get a correction, for example, if similar to what I'm drawing here within this range, can we get any sharp move flag for sell or not? It depends. That means we need to wait. The another option is having entry below this. Having entry below this, we consider as what we have right now, a small correction on what we wanted the price sharply to drop. Okay, anyway, if I refer back to 1 hour chart, as I say, based on 1 hour chart, any sell we get, and for those traders, they keep the sell. May move to 15-minute chart. I talk about those traders, they have the sell. If anyone they have a sell from here, at least they should first of all move their stop loss to break even or book some profit. Maybe they should move their stop loss. No, I don't suggest here, it depends on them, maybe somewhere around this. Okay, because we want to see how deep this correction can be. It depends on them, but at least they should move their stop loss to break even. All right, anyway, if I move to 1 hour chart, for any trade, whether we have a trade from here or we get a trade from this, as long as the price come to this trend line, we need to see there is a continuation or not. We need to start to manage it. If the price break this trend line and continue and break even this low, in that case, because we move to forward chart, and based on forward chart, we have one more trend line. That means if the price break this trend line and break this low, then the second point we need to manage our trade if the price come to this trend line. From there we need to see whether we can have a breakout or not, because we want to see how long we will be within this correction, and after that how long we will be within this correction before we get the last move. I mean the one can break the full correction. If I say the full correction, I mean this big correction. Anyway, we move to 15-minute chart. What we want to see right now is and what we want to see is we get any sell from this correction or not. Okay, do we need to look for buy? I don't think we can get the buy from here. There is the possibility the price from here can reverse to this point, somewhere around this is there, but I don't want to talk about the buy right now. It depends what we will get here, but what we want to sell. Anyway, we just follow the chart and we see how we can trade it, and if I see any update, then I will share on YouTube. Thanks.